Hey guys, it's Jake back here again with another video. What I thought we'd do today is just kind of go over a small kit that I put together in a military style butt pack. We have the Pathfinder gathering coming up, and one of my classes is bushcraft on a budget. So I've been getting a lot of military surplus for fairly cheap in preparation for that class. And I also have a ATV overlanding class, and I actually have a full kit loadout just for the ATV. Let me get the camera moved in here close real quick and I'll show you guys what I keep inside of this military butt pack. Okay, so this is the butt pack setup. As you can see, it's fairly stuffed. What I want you guys to understand is that this is part of a system. I slide this butt pack down into my MOLLE 2 patrol pack, and I use components from this butt pack in my MOLLE 2 if I do plan on going out and staying or whatever. But I have this set up to where all I have to do if I want to go on a quick scout or whatever, I don't want to take my whole backpack, I can just take this right here and have everything that I would possibly need for just a quick scout. And if I did get stuck somewhere overnight or I just couldn't make it back to camp in time, I have the equipment that I need for a night or two in this kit. So first off, this time of year, I'm always carrying some type of large machete style blade. This one is the Pathfinder Knife Shop Forest Tool. These just dropped about a week or two ago. They're already sold out. There was a run of 50 and they sold out within an hour or two. So this is what I choose for my large blade. I don't carry an axe in the summertime. I like to carry a forest tool so I can chop through brush. In Ohio in the summertime, it's like a literal jungle. It is full tang, 1/8 inch, 1095 high carbon steel. It's got a convex grind, and then it has a leather sheath. So this right here stays on my belt in the summertime whenever I'm out in the woods. Then I just have this set up right here on the back. I've got the other strap that comes out from the other side tucked in here. But typically along with this, if I don't have this on my belt and it's in my bag or slid down inside of my bag, I always have my Garberg on me. It's just the Mora Garberg. And then right beside of that, I have a Suunto MC2 compass with paste beads inside of a Pathfinder leather compass case. So if I don't already have these two on my belt, I just leave them on here. That way if I have to toss this bag on and go, I can. They're already on there. And then I always have some type of Swiss Army knife and a lighter inside of my pocket. The Outrider model of the Swiss Army knife, it's got a locking blade, small folding saw, all that good stuff on it. Again, if I'm just hanging around camp, I don't really keep this on my belt. I just keep it in my pack. But if I'm just busting brush somewhere and I'm not walking on an actual trail, this right here goes right on my belt. For me, one of your most important pieces of kit is your compass. It's my opinion that your compass should either be on your belt or in one of your pockets at all times whenever you're out in the woods. Okay, so flipping the bag around. So this military butt pack I got on eBay for like 10 bucks. So it was fairly cheap. But again, what I have in here would sustain me for a night or two if I absolutely had to. Open it up. As you can see, it's pretty stuffed. I've been on a fishing kick. I've been on a fishing kit kick lately. This is the ASE survival fishing kit, the basic version. I added some stuff in here. I caught some fish off of this the other day when I was out, and it seems to work pretty well. So I'm just going to keep using it, keep trying it out. But yeah, I'm a big fan of smaller pocket style fishing kits, and I think they work really well, and they're definitely worth their weight in gold. So I have that in there. I've just been, like I said, I've just been trying that out and seeing how it works. For water, I have a canteen inside of my main pack. In here, I keep the Grell GeoPress with the Pathfinder and Grell collaboration stainless steel cup, so I can boil water and also filter water on the go and carry it with me. I don't have to worry about stopping to start a fire with this setup. Up, I have the Pathfinder headlamp just in a case. This is a rechargeable headlamp, so usually I keep some sort of small brick in my bag. If I do plan on going out for a scout for a few hours, I'll just toss it in here because I could charge my phone, my camera, and then also my headlamp from it. I normally carry the 6 inch by 1/2 inch ferrocerium rod, but for this kit, for the compactness, I just put a Strike Force in here. I've got duct tape around it. It has a housing case in the back to put your waterproof tinder. And then of course it has the actual ferro rod itself and the striker. So it's a good little compact fire starting method. If I wanted to, I could just toss this bad boy in my pocket and then go. Of course, a roll of 1 inch Gorilla duct tape and then a Bic lighter. I just have a lighter sleeve over the top of it. I just keep those two things attached to keep them from getting lost down in the bag. Of course, some type of cotton material. I just have a small bandana. I normally have a shmog around my neck that's wet this time of year because it does get so hot here. But I just have this in my bag if I want to filter water, make char material, you know, do whatever, bandaging if I absolutely had to. And to go along with the fishing kit, I have a small frog gig in here. I just have it slid to a piece of cardboard. You know, survival begins at the water's edge. That's where you're going to find, you know, 95% of your food in any type of situation for the most part. Especially in the summertime, frogs and fish are easy food. So these two small little compact items will do a lot for me if I absolutely had to have some food. Got a roll of number 36 bank line. I also have a Baca Laplander folding saw in here, just in case I need to cut some stuff for projects or do whatever. Then for shelter, I keep a USGI military poncho and then a M1966 hammock with the lines. I replaced the lines in here with mule tape because I'm a little bit of a bigger dude. And plus the lines that came with this are super, super thin anyways. So I replaced the lines with mule tape. I also have 4 tent stakes in here, and then my ridge line to my military poncho. This small little setup right here will work in an emergency. I wouldn't want to sleep in this every single day if I'm just camping, but it will work in an emergency situation if need be. So again, just to recap, packing it all up, I put the military poncho right here in the back. So this way I have some type of rain gear, some type of shelter if I needed it. I can also use it for a ground pad if I decide to sleep on the ground. I have my M1966 hammock. You can set it up in a regular hammock setup. You can use it as a bridge hammock style setup. And you can also use it for a ground mat or a moisture barrier. Roll of bank line is right in here beside of that, along with the frog gig, the pocket fishing kit, and then the Ferrocerium rod. On the other side, there's a little bit of space right here. I normally put my duct tape and my lighter on this side. And then the bandana I can just fold up and just toss in here just somewhere. Put the grail in the bottle, the cup set in here first, or next, excuse me. As you can see, this is a tight fit. But the way I have this set up, like I said, it'll fit a majority of my gear inside of my pack. So I can go to, put the headlamp right there. Then I'll just zip it up halfway. Toss the folding saw down in this bag, or down in the front. Button and zip it up just like that. It's a tight fit, but it'll work. I like to carry this set up in a shoulder style bag, just slung over my back. The straps. And then now you have a small little kit that you can carry with you whenever you're headed into the woods. If I had to guess, this probably weighs right around 8 or 9 pounds. And then what I'll do, I'll just take this strap off right here, just like that. Toss that buckle down there. Then pull the blade off, and then pull the compass off. And these two items will be put on my belt. Like I said, just while I'm roaming around in the woods. And then I can just tuck this buckle in here on this other side to keep it out of the way, keep the straps out of the way. Just like that. And now I can slide it down into my pack. It's pulling the butt pack aside here, or pull my, this is the Molly 2 patrol pack. Again, like I said, I normally just slide it down in here. In here, I have a Swagman Basic. So I can use this in conjunction with the hammock and the poncho for a shelter if I need to. But again, I'm just adding this to the loadout that I'll just carry whenever I am headed out in the woods for a couple days. So I'll just stand the Swagman up, slide it down in here. The Swagman does take up a little bit of room, so something you just kind of have to work with these smaller packs. And then I'll just slide this butt pack down in here on the other side. Neat. So you can see how that kind of fits in there. We have the Swagman, the butt pack. We have an extra canteen of water on the side because this time of year it gets hot. Then I actually have a trash bag inside of this front pocket right here. So as you can see, we've got it all packed up inside of this small patrol pack. Would probably work a little bit better with something like a 3-day pack, but I like the size of this patrol pack and I like a smaller bag. Then of course the forest tool, I can just slide down in the pack or put it on my belt, do whatever I want with it. But again, something like this in the summertime in Ohio or in the eastern woodlands is, in my opinion, invaluable because because of how thick it is here. It's like a jungle, like I said. So a tool like this for me is a must, especially this time of year. So again, like I said, I kind of have it set up as a system. I just take the pack with me in the woods if I want to go camping or whatever. But if I just want to go on a quick scout or resource or looking for resources or whatever I'm doing, all I have to do is just pull this butt pack out of this bag, and then I have the kit to go with me. I just sling it over top of my shoulder and then I'm good to go. But like I said, this is a good little minimal kit. It will definitely get you by with no problems whatsoever. I see a lot of forums on the internet, videos on YouTube and different types of platforms of different kits, and 95% of them have stuff in it that I would never carry. A lot of junk, things like that. But you have to think, for an emergency kit, anything extra that you add that you don't really need is just more weight on you. And the butt pack is a unit all in and of itself, but I typically will toss it inside of my bag if I'm plan on going out to camp for a couple of days. I'll toss it in there because there are a couple things in here that I will end up using, but I can always just toss them back in here if I want to go on a quick scout and just hit the woods and go look for resources, fishing, hunting, whatever. But I will have something small like this on me. I always like to go tool heavy whenever I go into the woods. One thing that I like to go by is something called the 5-tool rule. It's what we teach at the Pathfinder School. So you have something to basically split the wood, right? So you have something to split wood, and I split plenty of wood with this. You also have a nice heavy chopper in this. You have something to cross cut the wood. We have that in the folding saw and also the small saw on our Swiss Army knife. You have something to shape the wood, which would be our belt knife and or our Swiss Army knife. You also have something to bore holes into the wood, which would be our sail needle, which I did not show, but it's taped on the back of my knife sheath. I have a number 4 sail needle, which is like a really big heavy duty one. It's basically like an awl. And then we also have something to make concavities in the wood. We can use our knife blade for that and or our Swiss Army knife for that. So we have the 5-tool rule covered. We have the shelter covered. We have something to sleep on, in, and under. Those are the 3 components to shelter. The big misconception is with the 10 C's or whatever, that each item is only one item. It's not true. It's a category of items. Shelter actually includes 3 items. So if you just put shelter and it's just one item like a tarp, you're wrong. You need to have something to sleep on, in, and under whenever you are building out a shelter kit. Then again, with the tools, we go by the 5-tool rule. And then in the summertime, I like to have multiple water containers with me because it does get so hot here. You're constantly sweating. People don't realize in the summertime, 95% of people head into the woods already dehydrated, right? People don't drink enough water in their day-to-day life. So for me, I like to have multiple containers with me that can not only carry, but also disinfect water. It gets so hot here in the summertime and you can dehydrate very, very quickly. I hope you guys like this video, like the butt pack loadout, and also the patrol pack loadout. Guys, my name is Jake Trent. Thank you guys for joining me for this video. We are almost to 30,000 followers on Instagram, so I appreciate you guys for that. It's quite a bit more than what I have here on YouTube. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go to Buckeye_bushcraft. I post on Instagram daily, typically 2 to 3 times a day if I can. Sometimes it's only once a day, but I post a lot more on Instagram than I do here on YouTube. So if you're not following me over there on Instagram and Facebook, go ahead and give me a follow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.